Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Drew back again with another video for all you MLS fans out there. And in this one, we got to talk about Inter Miami and what the heck is just going on with them. What's going on with this club as a whole. So if you guys love soccer and you guys love primarily USA and MLS soccer, be sure you guys hit that subscribe button because you guys just found the best channel for you out there. I'll give you guys 2 seconds to subscribe. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. All right, without further ado, let's just get right to it. Today at 9 a.m., Inter Miami had a must-win game against New York City FC in the MLS is Back tournament in Group A to stay alive in this tournament and hopefully get a chance to proceed further into the round of 16 of this tournament. But, of course, they kept on their terrible
form and were eventually knocked out of the MLS is Back tournament by New York City FC 1-0, New York City really not a team who's been on great form. They haven't won a game at all so far this whole 2020 year. So it came down to 2 teams who were winless as a whole so far in this year and the season. And then turns out the lesser of 2 bad teams won. And that, of course, was New York City FC, the team who's got more experience, better players, I believe, and just they're just more seasoned in this MLS season and just MLS league as a whole. So that brings the question now. Inter Miami knocked out of the MLS Cup. This is a team, first of all, guys, a team that was talked about for years and years and years about getting a franchise and being backed up by none other than David Beckham. So people are like, David Beckham's got the best team. He's really, I believe that David Beckham really did try to get a really great team with a great start, but it turns out that's far from the truth right now. Inter Miami now has become the first franchise team to lose 5 straight games in their first season as a franchise team. How crazy. What a beautiful record that probably won't ever get beat in a long time. That's a worse record than Cincinnati, Minnesota. When they first started, I believe Minnesota was actually not that good, but they're good now. So Inter Miami, terrible. David Beckham has not posted or talked about Inter Miami in such a long time. He knows the team is in bad shape right now. And I'm not going to totally blame him. He really tried to bring in some big name players here, but he really just, he just couldn't do it. And that's fine. He couldn't deliver. He got what he could. And the best player right now on their team, hands down, none other than Rodolfo Pizarro from Liga MX. This guy is seasoned winner. He's won almost everything you could in CONCACAF. He's won the Liga MX titles, Clausura, Apertura. He's won 2 back-to-back CONCACAF Champions League with Guadalajara and recently last year with Monterrey. This guy was the real deal, or he is the real deal, and every game that they play, he is, of course, their best player. He tries the most. He really is out there as their golden boy. But of course, some people complain that Rodolfo Pizarro was not really the star power player that not just Miami fans wanted, but MLS fans wanted as a whole. They wanted another Zlatan. They wanted another David Beckham, another Robbie Keane, Landon Donovan type player. We can just, immediately get hooked on this guy for this team. But didn't happen. Miami was linked with the great players like James Rodriguez, Edison Cavani, Luis Suarez, like. They really were trying to get these guys come in, especially when their contracts expire. I'm sure they still really want to try and get players like that, of that caliber, into this team, and they freaking need it. But that brings the question: what kind of teams does Inter Miami have right now that is really keeping them from winning a single game? They've scored only 3 goals in the 5 games so far they've played. 3 goals and conceded 8 goals. That's terrible. And I think the number one problem for Inter Miami is the attacking line. Rodolfo Pizarro, attacking midfielder, he's great. He's going to find the man who's going to go in on goal, try to get a good pass, or probably just score for himself. He's good, right? But this guy is not Messi, Ronaldo caliber. He can't do shit by himself, okay? He needs some better support. He needs some actual striker to feed the ball through or to help play a one-off ball with him. But he's got none. The best striker they have right now available for Inter Miami is Juan Agudelo. And Juan Agudelo, we all know, he's a what could have been. I feel like he is another MLS, MLS and USA national team star who had a lot of potential, but then really didn't live up to it at all. He's just another one to the list. I had high hopes for Agudelo back in the day, back in his early New England Revolution days. I actually saw Juan Agudelo score his first USA goal, and I think it was his first, against Argentina in MetLife Stadium back in 2011. And since then, he scored 2 more goals for the national team. He's only got 3 goals for the national team. He's not really a prolific world-class striker or even prolific scorer in just MLS. He's not Wondolowski level. He's not even I don't know, Will Bruin level. I don't know. He's just not on that level at all. I would not pick him as my starting striker, and that's what we've had to do. They had a young striker, a rookie striker who actually couldn't play in this tournament because he left the MLS bubble, and because of COVID reasons, he was not allowed to play in this tournament. Another striker down. First of all, that's irresponsible of that player, and second of all, that sucks big time for Inter Miami, because now their only guy they really can look to is Juan Agudelo. I mean, if you look at his list, look at the roster. Let me just look it up for myself real quick because I need to see this. There's not really any other player who stands out to me like, yes, this guy's gonna go in and goal for me. This guy's gonna score goals for me. There's no other striker. There's Jerome Kissy-Wetter. I probably said that wrong, but I don't know. First of all, I don't know who that dude is, and second of all, I don't trust him to score any more goals than Juan Agudelo would. I see them as equals almost. But if you look around the whole team, they've got a pretty decent core of players. They've got some big winner players who've won some major trophies here in MLS. They've got Roman Torres, who recently won some trophies with Seattle Sounders. They've got Luis Robles. They've got Will Trapp. Even though Will Trapp never really won anything with Columbus Crew, he is respected from Columbus. He's respected in the league as a player who's just a leader of his team. So he is leading the line there in midfield, but it's just not enough. They have AJ De La Gazzaro, who's won multiple trophies with LA Galaxy. Alvis Powell, who's pretty okay for Seattle Sounders. But then you look and you see some other players that are just I forgot you were playing. Players, like I said, Juan Agudelo, Breck Shea. And no offense to these players, just players that I wouldn't pick as my starters for a team right now in MLS, for a team in this tournament, and for a team like Inter Miami, who's supposed to be this new fresh team that you really need to go out there and support, because David Beckham owns them. They're going to be a big team, but so far they have not shown any sort of quality at all. Like I said, the only kind of quality and skill they've been showing is through Rodolfo Pizarro, who, like I said, again, can't do it by himself. He just can't do it. They need a striker or two. They need another winger. I would say another good backup goalkeeper. I think Luis Robles is pretty solid and decent. He's got over 200 MLS appearances in goal. I believe right now, after Raimondo's gone now, I think he is the oldest MLS goalkeeper. That's fine. Goalkeepers can play for a long time. But I think another goalkeeper wouldn't hurt. If I was MLS, I'm sorry, if I was David Beckham, I would try to get number 1. A striker, a number 9, or any kind of striker, number 10, number 9. You need a player who's going to be scoring goals. They've scored 3 goals, guys. 3 goals. And for you Inter Miami fans out there, how do you guys feel about your team? I know there was so much hype, so much potential that everyone had going into this team, going into their first season in MLS, and only to flop like this. Out of the MLS's back tournament in the group stages. If I was a supporter, before this whole thing even started, before they even played their first official MLS game, I would have hoped that this is a team who could go toe to toe with bigger teams out there. But I guess that's just not the case. In my personal opinion, I thought Inter Miami was going to be a team like Atlanta United, a team like LAFC, who almost found immediate success in their first season. But it turns out they're looking like an Orlando City, Cincinnati type of team. And hopefully David Beckham and his people can try to do something. Hopefully the players can try to do something different after this tournament's over and the regular season comes back. Hopefully they can rejuvenate themselves. Hopefully they can redeem themselves, is the word I was looking for. Not rejuvenate, but rejuvenate works as well. Hopefully they can redeem themselves for not just for the team, but for their fans and for just the board. I mean, they need to win some stuff, bro. They need some give to respect, because if they keep playing like this and they keep losing and just not being a good team, number 1, Rodolfo Pizarro is gonna get fed up and want to leave for a better team, maybe in MLS, or maybe just go back to Liga MX, or maybe somewhere in Europe. Either way, I think he will leave. He won't stick around if this team is continuing to plummet. Number 2, you're not going to attract any big name players to play for this team. I mean, if you can pay a bunch of money, probably, but why would you waste so much money on paying this big star player if he's got to do everything for himself on this plummeting team? Makes sense. Those are the two things I think are going to happen if nothing happens positive for this team. If there's no big major changes or a big haul here in this team, I don't see them being any better than, like I said, Orlando City, Cincinnati. Like, they've got a worse starting record than Cincinnati, and that's kind of embarrassing. But that's all I gotta say for Inter Miami right now. Before I go, I'm gonna give you guys some quick recap of MLS's back tournament so far. Philadelphia Union, baby, we're absolutely killing it, topping Group A. We're going through to the next round. This tournament is absolutely insane. I didn't think it'd be this fun, but I'm glad. Like I said, I was really hoping that this tournament would kick off soccer back in America, or just sports in general, with a bang, and we've got some good banger games here already under the belt. I mean, that 6-2 win, LAFC over LA Galaxy. LA Galaxy is my next team probably to cover. If you guys want me to do a video on LA Galaxy and what's going on with them, let me know down below, because they just got LA is black and gold now. It's no more white and blue. It's over now. That's it. LA Galaxy has been replaced as the best team in LA. Makes sense? Makes sense to me. But please, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. What you guys think is going on with Inter Miami, and what positive changes they need to make in order to become a good, better competitive team for the league and the rest of the season coming up after this tournament. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Any video suggestions you got, put them down below and I'll take a look at them. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for kicking it with me, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.